Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. Family law, criminal law, workers' comp cases, personal injury cases. Whatever your legal need, your first call should always be to the team at OEB. There's a reason so many East Tennesseans turn to them when they are in need of legal help. All right, guys, today on Overtime, we will have Twitter questions. If you want to send us your Twitter questions, we'll answer those. We also have a couple of topics. I think we'll probably talk more about Rick Barnes. A couple of people tweeted me saying he got out-coached. We'll discuss Rick Barnes and his role in Tennessee struggles. Again, I think it's more player-related than coach-related. All that comes up. Follow me on Sports Source TV, at Sports Source TV on Twitter. I will tell you when everything's posted at sportsource.tv. And if you have friends who say, my DVR cut off today, tell them. sportsource.tv will put the show up there today. My apology, as I have nothing to do with the guides on your local cable stations not being correct. I'm as upset as you are. All right. Chuck,
yes.
You brought in a Peyton Manning shrine today. It worked a couple of weeks ago against the Patriots, you rotten scoundrel you. It did not work when Peyton Manning went up against the Seahawks a couple of years ago in the big game, in the superior contest. Will it work today? I want the Cavaliers line. Who wins the big game and by how much?
Well, Jack Nicklaus had a great line about this game. He says it's the classic head versus heart game, that his head says the Panthers should win and may win easily. His heart says he really respects Peyton Manning not only as a player but as a person, and he picked the Broncos 28-24. I think just Carolina is just a very, very solid football team. I would have the Panthers winning by 7.
So you made a nice point about Jack Nicklaus for some reason. Well, only to say, but he's a crazy old man. We're not going there.
But I mean, it's the classic head versus heart, and I'm going with the head. Or something like that.
All right, so to heck with Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
He says Panthers by 7. 7 or larger. You going with Chuck?
I'm going with Chuck. I think it'll be bigger than 7.
Okay, I think it'll be less than 7. If I'm betting less than 7.
Now, if I was betting, I would bet Carolina on less than 7, but I think Carolina's going to win. I think it's going to be more than 7.
Okay, I'll also say this. All the early money came in hard on Carolina. It's like 90% of the casino money early was Carolina. From midweek on, once the numbers got high, all the Bronco people got involved. So it's evened out.
The actual line right now as we speak is Denver is a 5-point underdog.
Mike Strange.
Billie Jean King had a great statement, but we don't have time for that, so I'm going to go with my heart and say the Broncos somehow pull it out.
Okay, so he disagrees with the Chuckster. Josh Ward.
The action scares me. It's like with the AFC title game. Everybody said New England. John, I'm sure it scared you, and what happened too. But I think everybody's getting it close to right this time. I'll go under the Cavaliers line, but I do think Carolina will win.
Okay, so Chuck and Bob are together. The rest of us go the other way. I think Carolina wins, but I think it'll be a close one. Thanks to all of you guys, Chuck, Josh, Mike, Bob. Thanks to Mark Pankratz, who will be joining us in our overtime segment this afternoon on sportsource.tv. Thanks for watching. Be smart, be safe this evening, coming home from your big game party. And also, we'll see you next week. It's February 14th. So if you're wondering, you could have done more on Peyton Manning today. Next week, we will know if he won a Super Bowl. Next week, we'll have a better idea, better guess as to whether or not he's coming back for another year. It's February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. Next week, it will be all love for Peyton Manning. We will actually have most beloved figures in UT athletics history is what we're going to part of our topic next week. Also, of course, basketball and any football news is coming your way. But it's our Valentine's Day extravaganza. Our Christmas thing is so good, we're going to do Valentine's Day. No jib-jab elves, though. We'll see you next week, 11 a.m. right here on the Sports Source.
The views expressed in this forum do not necessarily reflect those of WATE 6 or of 6 Sports. This has been a paid program.
The Sports Source is brought to you by Fast Frame with exciting Vol sports prints now available.